Dexter Southfield, Middle School Grammar. Today we are talking about agreement between subjects and verbs. Okay, so part one, a verb should agree with its subject. Agreement occurs when they have the same number. So take a look at this one. Singular subjects take singular verbs. Looking at this sentence, the man with two dogs is on the sidewalk. Well, we have a prep phrase here with the two dogs. Subject is man, verb is on the sidewalk is another prep phrase. So the man singular, the subject man singular, agrees with the verb is, which is also singular. The next sentence, the people with the dog are on the sidewalk. Well, be careful. Again, this is a prep phrase. And again, this is a prep phrase. This is your subject again, but that is a plural subject, people. And then the verb is are, it's a V. And that's a plural form of the verb to be. So it aligns itself. The plural subject takes on a plural verb. So that seems pretty simple, but it gets more complicated if you have a compound subject. So let's take a look at a couple situations. If a compound subject is joined by and, then you must use a plural verb. For example, the coach and the players travel together. There are two subjects here. Coach, players. The verb here is travel. However, coach is singular, players is plural. It does not matter. In this case, because they're both combined with the word and, this is going to take the plural form, travel. Likewise, in the second example, the players and the coach travel together. Same situation, the compound subject. I switched the locations of players and coach, but it doesn't matter. You still take the plural version of the verb travel and you apply it to the situation. Things change once you have a compound subject separated by or and nor. In this case, you go by this rule. The verb must agree with the subject near the verb. And here are two very similar sentences to the ones we just looked at. Neither the coach nor the players travel on that bus. Again, subjects are coach, players. But in this case, we have the good old-fashioned neither nor situation happening here, and we have to apply this rule. The verb is still travel. The word that is closest, the subject that is closest to the verb is players, which is plural. And therefore, I use travel, which is the plural form of the verb. In the next sentence, neither the players nor the coach travels on the bus. Again, these are your subjects, and this is your verb. But I've got, and again, it's neither nor. But coach is singular. Travels, therefore, became singular as well. Added that S on to make it singular. There are special cases, and at this point, take a minute and try these two sentences. Circle what you believe are the correct answers. So in the first one, the beef and broccoli is or are my favorite dish. This is a compound subject, and the compound subject is joined with the word and. However, beef and broccoli is clearly one thing. It's a dish you get at a restaurant. So therefore, because it's acting as one thing, it is the right decision to circle is. The beef and broccoli is my favorite dish. One dish. Similar situation in the second sentence. The leading actor and dancer in the play is or are Harold Stockman. Well, clearly we're talking about one person. So the leading actor and dancer, again, compound subject, subject, joined by and, but it's really acting as one thing. So it's the right decision here is to circle is. Part 2. Be careful with agreement when it comes to indefinite pronouns. Copy this list of pronouns down and reference it when you need to. All of these pronouns are always singular. Be sure to copy these pronouns down as well, because when you see these indefinite pronouns, they are always plural. And finally, be sure to copy down these 6 pronouns, these indefinite pronouns, because these are the toughest ones. These are the ones that can be either singular or plural, depending on how they are used in a sentence. And to do this, you must look at the phrase that follows the subject in order to figure out. And generally speaking, most of the time, they will be prep phrases. Take 2 minutes right now and complete these 8 questions. For the first one, someone is a singular indefinite pronoun always, so therefore the answer is turns. In the second one, everything is also singular, so the answer is moves. In the third one, you actually have a compound sentence. He will play today is one clause. Everybody is going to the game is your second clause. The subject of that second clause is everybody. Everybody is an indefinite pronoun and it's singular. The answer is. Number 4, many is an indefinite pronoun. It's the subject. It's followed by in the stadium, which I can ignore. And then the correct answer is are, because are is a plural verb and many is always plural. Number 5 is also not a simple sentence. We've got I told you, which is an independent clause, and then we have that several in my class, all the way through here, acting as a subordinate clause. The sentence of the subject of that subordinate clause is the word several. Several is an indefinite pronoun. It is always plural. I don't need to look at this phrase that follows it, and the answer here is that several compete, the plural form compete, for the award. For 6, 7, and 8, you may have noticed that all 3 of these pronouns are indefinite pronouns, and it's the situation where you have to look at what's in the prep phrase next to it to determine whether or not you're going to have a singular or plural verb. Some is the subject. Of the ants is the prepositional phrase. Ants is plural. Therefore, I'm going to take the plural form of the verb. In this case, it's do. Some of the ants do invade the kitchen. For number 7, most of the cake. Most is your subject. It's an indefinite pronoun. Of the cake, prepositional phrase. Cake is your object of the preposition. It is singular. So in this case, we're going to say was, singular form. Right? Number 6 was plural. Number 7 is singular. Number 8, none of us want or wants to go outside today. Subject is none. Preposition is of us. Well, this is a little awkward because if we just looked at the word us to help us guide us, the sentence would then say us want to go outside today and then us wants to go outside today. Well, in this case, us is in the objective form because it's the object of the preposition of. The nominative form would be we. We want to go outside today, or we wants to go outside today. So in this case, being that either way we look at it, it's clearly plural, we will use want, the plural form of the verb in this case. And for reflection, which list of indefinite pronouns is the most helpful to memorize?